All right, what's up, boxing fans? It's Aztec 101. This video is going to be on the WBC and their new commemorative title, the Juneteenth Freedom Belt. It's going to be available for Gervonta Davis versus Frank Martin. And at first, I thought this was okay. I thought it was like the belts they give out for Cinco de Mayo. But now, after looking at this, taking a real look at the design, what the fuck is this? Right? I'm looking at the design and I'm looking at people's reaction, and I'm sorry, now I can't unsee what everybody else is seeing. I don't know what Mauricio Suleiman was thinking when. Here's the funny part: this belt was actually given to the winner of Jermall Charlo versus Montiel, and the first design was fucking crazy, man. Whoa. It had a hand, it had chains. What's interesting in this one, they took the hand away, they kept the chains. They added cotton balls, and the optics, it looks terrible. It looks terrible. At first, I thought this was like the ones they give out for Cinco de Mayo. But now that I really look at it, I'm going, this looks absolutely nothing like the ones that they've given out for Cinco de Mayo. The Huichol belt, the Mayan belt, the Mestizo belt, Puebla. These belts were thought out. There's nothing negative tied to it. You don't have to fucking tie the title to slavery if you want to celebrate black culture. Mauricio Suleiman, I hope you listen to the people that are actually leaving comments telling you that this is a fucking crazy ass belt. Listen to them. That's insane. There's cotton balls. There's cotton balls. What's next? Whips? What the fuck else are you gonna put on the fucking belt? This is crazy, okay? This is insane. For the Mayan belt, there's hieroglyphics. The Huichol belt. That one's easy to digest. Oh, you're celebrating Native American, indigenous Mexican culture. Right? You had members of the tribe hand embroider the belt and design the belt, and it looks beautiful. Who the fuck designed this? Who designed this? I can't imagine. How was the when they thought of this? Who was in the board meeting? Who was sitting in front of Mauricio Suleiman? And I get what they're doing. Look, if you click on the link, they released this on Twitter, the new design, and then if you click on the link, it'll take you to the website where they have some bullshit, small little paragraph, a lot of pictures, but very few words, and they're kind of tying unrelated things, kind of patting themselves on the back and saying that they're for the freedom, fighting for freedom, and they brought up their stance on South Africa, and then they have the freedom belt. Someone told Mauricio Suleiman, great idea, have a freedom belt. What are the optics? You have Gervonta Davis, Frank Martin, two young black athletes fighting for the freedom belt. That's not how you how the fuck do they not notice that this is giving crazy vibes, man? Crazy vibes. Here's the thing, it's either out of ignorance or this is a fucking subliminal message. The ones that you have for Cinco de Mayo, they're celebrating Mexican indigenous roots. They're celebrating moments in history. It's not driven by negativity. But when you directly have chains and you have to involve slavery, into the belt. It makes no sense. So you could celebrate African American history, Black history, without mentioning slavery. Actually, you could celebrate it, and I'm not saying to disregard it, but this way it looks bad. You have two African American fighters fighting for freedom. That's not a good moment in history when this used to be real. Look up, for those of you that are into history, I want you guys to look up this guy named Tom Molyneux. All right, Tom Molyneux was a professional boxer. This was back in the day, right? This is back in the day. You're talking about early 1800s, right? And he came out of Virginia, born into enslavement. He fought for his owner, and he fought other slaves, right? He eventually fought his way into freedom, saved enough money to buy himself out, right? So when I see knowing history, knowing this part of history, which is a dark time in history, it's not something to celebrate. I could see why people are fucking pissed. I could see why people are pissed. And anybody talking about African Americans being anybody that you know is saying that they're being sensitive, especially if you're Mexican. I gotta tell you something. If I get invited into something as simple as the way you make tacos can fucking offend me. If I get invited to your house and you feed me you know, those hard shell tacos that you get in a box, and then ground beef that you sprinkled with what you call taco seasoning, and then you give me shredded lettuce and some cheddar cheese, and you tell me that's Mexican food, my heart will hurt for a little bit. And that's just tacos. That's just tacos. All right. So as a Mexican, I know we can get offended easily. Of course they're gonna be offended. You got fucking chains and cotton balls on there. What? Who edited this? Who? Someone. Look, Mauricio Suleiman, you need to put your pride aside and listen to what people are saying. Fans are going to tell you, this is not it. Listen to them, because I still think that there's something positive that can come from this. Mexican fighters have been able to benefit out of recently having Cinco de Mayo and Mexican independence as a day where the entire sport caters to that fan base. I don't see anything wrong with trying to find a way so African Americans can have a similar experience. I have absolutely no problem with that. I hope we can figure out a way to celebrate everyone's culture in boxing, because it's a world sport, and I think it's great when it's done right. The belts that they give out for Cinco de Mayo, they're beautiful. It's done right. This one, you guys did not do it right at all. This is way off. This is offensive. I mean, clearly people are offended, and you can see why. You can see why. Now, the reason why I say it's good is because, again, it draws a lot of attention to certain fighters when you have these special days where everyone that sits down is watching boxing, like Cinco de Mayo, Mexican independence. Everybody knows that there's going to be a good fight, probably a Mexican fighter, and it's going to be a good show. And it's not just Mexicans that get to enjoy that show. Other people get to participate. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with doing it with African American culture or any other culture, anything. It's perfectly fine, and I think it should be promoted. But if you do it this way, people are going to be turned off, and they're going to want you to stay away from their culture. And that's not the message. If that's not the message you're trying to give out, then I say listen to the fans, and maybe on the next go around, if you are going to do it, it's okay to have the Juneteenth belt, but try to stem it away from the chains and the cotton balls, and don't be so literal. You know what I mean? Listen maybe to what other people are saying and offer up designs for people to vote on. But I don't know. I think that if the more that, especially if they have photos with Tank and Martin holding the title, this is going to get a lot of negative publicity. Yeah, I don't think this is going to be a good one. It's somewhat of an improvement from the first one. The first one was crazy, but this one's bad. You guys let me know. Tell me what you think. Leave a comment, subscribe. This is Aztec 101 in